Yes, sir. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Millionaire Mansion podcast. My name is James Hodgkin. I'm the owner of the Millionaire Mac Club, man, and I hope y'all are doing spectacular. For those of y'all that are new to the podcast, we're just building a community of limitless beings, man. Just people that are striving to maximize their potential and serve their purpose to their full potential. And your purpose is always shifting, so you got to be conscious, you got to be moving quick, and you got to be moving efficiently and moving for others too. Moving for yourself, but moving for others, because the more you embetter yourself, the more you're naturally going to affect the people around you. And if you're doing positive work, your vibes are obviously going to be more positive than if you're doing negative work. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about the importance of the mindset. That's what we're doing here. We're here to build the mindset, just have some thought-provoking conversations to just grow, to concepts that we may not have mastered yet, but they're concepts that we need to be conscious of, the fact that there are things we need to know that we need to grow on. You see what I'm saying? So today I wanted to talk about a very important concept, a very important thing in life, honestly. And I didn't realize this until this year. Well, I always knew, but I never acted on it. And I've never seen the direct benefits since I've never practiced it consistently. And what it is habits, life habits. You see what I'm saying? Because y'all know the saying, humans are creatures of habits, and that is just straight facts. Whether you think it is or not, you have a bunch of habits that you may be conscious of. Maybe you intentionally form them, but you have a bunch of habits that you might not even know you have. You see what I mean? So it's so important that we become conscious of those habits. We have a plan with those habits, because the thing about life is there's infinite possibilities in this realm, but all we can do is control what we can control. And whether you think we can control a lot or a little bit, you just need to figure out what we can control compared to what we can influence. And we can control our habits. We can control what time we wake up. We can control our diet most of the time. We can control our sleep schedule. We can control how we spend our free time. We can control the people we're around sometimes. We can control our opinions, our energy, our intentions, our tone, our mood. You see what I mean? Even though some of those things may feel like they're out of our control or influenced by a bunch of exterior forces, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to what we're thinking, feeling, expressing, and being. You see what I mean? So the first important point of building a life habit is it builds consistency in your life, because like we just mentioned, life has a lot of curveballs, has a lot of influences, has a lot of moving pieces. So if you can control a good portion of your day where you're doing this, and this, every single day, things that are going to improve you every single day, you're going to feel good, because that's when you have that sense of consistency, it gives you a sense of security. You see what I mean? Because your mind feels safe. Your mind feels safe because our brains have evolved so much, but we still have some tendencies from our Stone Age brain. You see what I mean? And what our Stone Age brain would do is do what they had to do to survive. You see what I mean? So if you can build some habits that help you survive better, may not necessarily be life or death building things, but they're life improving things. And who doesn't want to live a better life than whatever your circumstances are? We always are striving for better, right? So by us building that consistency, it gives us comfort, it gives us security, and it gives us a sense of pride because we're doing something a lot of the times throughout the day, whether we're at work, we're at school, we're just chilling with our kids, if we have kids, chilling with our friends. A lot of those activities are giving, which is great, which is honestly great. But if somebody comes up to me and asks me for water and I don't have a water bottle, how am I gonna solve their problem? You see what I mean? So with that being said, you have to have a filled water bottle or a filled cup to be able to pour into others and provide for others. And the way you do that is the same way that you're intentional to provide for them, provide for yourself. So take over a part of either, whether it's night and day, you have a morning and a night routine. It doesn't have to be a long, hour long, 30 minute long, 45-minute long cycle. Like, it doesn't have to be all that. It just has to be enough for you to feel improvement each and every day. Whether, like, the habits have to be habits that every time you do it, even if you don't want to do it, you always feel a little bit of satisfaction because you know it made you a little bit better. You see what I mean? Like, even if I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do it, but I know it's making me better. Those are the types of habits that you need to be building. For example, so I'll give examples. So I won't just tell you to do this, but not give examples. Like, for me, it doesn't have to be this excessive. And I feel like my routines have been building. I've been building these for years because I used to have no structure in my life. And right now I have the best structure I've ever had, but I know I can take it to another level. And the higher the level that I take it, the more and more I see consistency and strength with my habits, the more success I see in life. So, but basically, like, my morning routine, just real quick, is I wake up, pray, write my goals, write my manifestation, meditate, read, and right now this is like my summer routine, so I have extra long. But when school comes back around, and I'm just gonna wake up earlier or be more efficient with my time, then I do some sales studies, I do some marketing studies, and I do some psychology studies. And all of that takes me like an hour and a half. And the reason I'm able to get it done is because I wake up early. I wake up earlier than I did before. And so you can call it sacrificing sleep, but honestly, it's exchanging sleep for something that brings me more benefit. Because obviously, obviously sleep is important, but there's only so much you can do when you're asleep. You see what I mean? So then the next important thing about, I'll run you through night routine real quick. So typically I record the podcast before I fall asleep. Record the podcast, write my goals again, write my manifestation, plan my day, plan my next day, wash my face, brush my teeth, stretch for 5 minutes, meditate for 5, and go to bed. And that one takes me like 30 minutes. So you can see how, like, there's different lengths, but they're both equally powerful. And yours doesn't have to be as extensive. Yours doesn't have to have all the components mine has. You just have to find out what works for you. And that's what works for me in that order. And honestly, this wasn't like a one hit wonder where, like, I tried it one time and picked it up right away, or stayed consistent with it right away. You have to be okay with adding new things, trying new things, taking things out of your routine. But just as long as you have devoted time, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 1 minute, whether it's 30 seconds, just have devoted time to a life habit that you do every single day. Like, you don't miss it. You don't miss it. So the next thing, it opens you to more creativity. And the reason being is, once again, life, there's infinite possibilities. So if we can control the things that we can control, then our realm of consciousness can open even wider, because we can focus on more things, because we put intentional time into a compartment over here. We got that. under locks, and now that's running on autopilot. So now we can focus on something else, and then that's how we keep leveling up, because you obviously can't juggle everything in life at once, but you can master one thing, and then it's always in your arsenal running on the back burner. You see what I'm saying? And it opens you to new ideas, because you'll be like, oh, I can do this better. Oh, I can do that better. And I always say this quote to my roommates and my friends: you drive your car the way you wash your dishes. So if you're getting new ideas on how to improve yourself, you're just naturally going to get creative in how to have a perspective on life and how to just approach different situations. You see what I'm saying? So the more you can control, the more that you focus on what you can control and control those things and understand what you can control, the more control you'll feel over life, the more relaxed and in flow you'll feel with life. And it won't always seem like you're just taking all the hits, and you don't even have to be giving hits back into life, but you just know where to go, when to go. You see what I mean? You'll know how to move, and it won't be a guessing game, because obviously we don't want to take all the spontaneity out of life, but we want to limit the spontaneity, my bad. Limit the spontaneity that sucks the joy out, that creates the anxiety, that creates the stress. We want to eliminate those by being intentional. By being intentional and getting ahead of those, so then we can go with the flow of life. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so create some life habits. Drop some habits that you have or some routines that you have in the comments. Fit for Life $1 is coming out, so stay tuned for that. Oh man, I just can't thank y'all enough for the support. It's honestly so amazing to be able to share my thoughts and my opinions and my perspectives on life with y'all, and hopefully it turns your gears, because I obviously don't want you to adopt everything that I say. I just want you to maybe have a new perspective to look at and just be influential on creating progression. That's all I want to do. I just want to be influential on creating progression. I don't care about perfection. I want progression. And you got to crawl before you can walk, all that. You know that saying. So keep going. If you quit now, then you're going to go back to zero. Then whether you're at 1%, 2%, negative 1%, it don't matter. Nothing's worse than zero. Nothing's worse than zero, because that means you have literally, you have nothing to show. At least if you're in the negatives, you can show that you attempted and failed. But you get points for trying. You see what I mean? So keep going, man. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. If no one else loves you, I do. And hey, if y'all want to donate to the channel, hit the link in the Patreon in the description, and text me. I want you in my text community. I want to get closer to you. I want to get connected to you. I want to be your positive friend. I want to text you daily positivity and motivation, quotes of the day, just random thoughts that I get, random messages of love and positivity. If that's something that you'd be interested in, text me friend to 480-571-7347. Text me friend to 480-571-7347. I'll put the link, or I'll put my number in the description. Make sure y'all get on that. As always, you know what my grandma said, man. Keep going and keep growing. I love y'all.